recruiting class. I don't know what goes through the minds of 18-year-olds when they see something like this. I know that regardless of what kind of relationships have been built and what I'm hearing from the head coach and my potential position coach, I'd think, wow, this is supposed to be a good team. This is supposed to be a great program, and they're getting blown out. I guess I'd try to be measuring just, can I believe what I'm hearing? Can I believe what I'm being told about where this program's headed if these are the latest results? The impact on recruiting is obviously not positive. It may be negative. Brent Venables and his staff hope that it's just neutral, that they're not buying into the recruits, meaning aren't buying into the results on the field right now, and they're going to believe the message and the relationship building, and they're going to make those decisions based on the commitments that they've already made, and it doesn't hurt this recruiting class that's roughly a top 5 class for 2023.
Yeah, I think the positive news at this point, right, we're obviously a long way from signing day, but I think the positive news, like during and after the game Saturday, was a lot of them were very positive towards where they're at with Oklahoma. Um, Jaquays Petaway has posted a lot of positive things for Oklahoma. You had Dalen Smothers had posted a lot of positive things for Oklahoma. Colton Vasek was a little bit back and forth. He was liking a lot of Texas stuff, but he has kind of come out and said that right now he's still firm in his commitment to Oklahoma. I mean, he's not really wavering. He didn't say anything like that. He's still firm in where he's at. So I think there's a lot of, at least right now, there's a lot of positive on that. But it is October 12th, and we're a long ways away from signing day here. So we'll see how that continues to move forward. But I've always thought it's interesting, Mark, that trying to get into the mind of a 17, 18-year-old is tricky business. But but I think there's two schools of thought when you're looking when you're looking at this, particularly with the season that Oklahoma's having. Do these kids, are they salivating at the chance because they think, oh, this is the product that's on the field right now, I should be able to go in and not only compete but have a starting spot immediately on this team? Or like, this team is not playing well, this team is not good. I want to go to Texas A&M, or I want to go to Alabama, or I want to go to Georgia, or wherever it is that they're thinking about. So that's always been, I mean, and I don't know the answer. It's kind of, I guess, rhetorical in nature, but I guess we'll see. It'll obviously play out, but I think there's probably a little bit of both kids in both camps, right? I mean, but the thing that I think a lot of people maybe don't necessarily remember or realize or take into consideration, a lot of these kids, they're committing to a coach. They're committing, whether it's whoever's recruiting, whether it's a position coach or a head coach. A lot of them aren't necessarily committing to a school, but it's more so that coach. So, so as long as these guys keep keep the positivity up and keep after it with these kids that they're recruiting, I think I think it should be able to remain positive. But 3-9 speaks volumes. 4-8 speaks volumes for that team, if that's how this team ends up the season. So yeah, we'll see how that continues to go. But I haven't the Colton Vasek is the only one that I've seen some areas on social media where he seems to be playing both sides. But some of the recruiting insiders I've spoken with him, and he looks like he is going to remain a Sooner at this point in time, but with a lot of time left to go.
Well, I can certainly appreciate a number of people in the chat who are optimistic and just believe that this is a storm that needs to be weathered, and a lot of these players are going to be much better and better developed in their skills and strength and conditioning next year and ready to play. So
I will say, and on that fact, Mark, I think when you coming into the season, I thought this year could be a possibility that they could win a Big 12 championship. Obviously, I think almost all of us were way wrong, certainly with that. But and I think some people thought next year was the year that this team would very much be able to contend, and possibly win a playoff game. I think this year will increase that development time, right? I mean, it's hard to go from where they're at now to go to a championship. So I think patience is going to have to be something that Oklahoma fans make themselves familiar with over the next, I think, couple of years, because it's with as bad as it's gotten this year, it's going to take. I think it's going to take another year for them to get closer to where they want to be.